Commutative property of multiplication. Again, this comes from the word to commute. And commute, just again, for a reminder, just means that we are moving items. So if I'm commuting from one place to the other, I'm just moving from one place to another. If I commute to work, it means I travel or I move there. So what we're looking at is, how do I move things around in multiplication to make a math problem easier? So here's an example of what we're talking about. If you're giving a problem that asks you to solve a basic multiplication problem, 5 times 7 times 2. Okay, well, some people can't remember 5 times 7, or that's not really a quick multiplication process in your head. But rather, if I could move this, if I could take these two items and switch positions with each other, I could make this into a much easier problem. So if I took 7 times 5 times 2, so I moved or commuted the 5 and the 7, I now have this problem that I need to deal with, which becomes a lot easier, much simpler here. So we've got 7 times 5 times 2, which is 10, and then 7 times 10 quickly is done as 70. So I can find ways to sort of commute or move numbers around to make multiplication a lot easier. A lot of times this has to do more with fractional type problems. So what if I gave you something that looked like this? Solve. Let's do 1/3 times 7 times 15. Okay, well, 1/3 of 7. 1/3 of 7. That doesn't even go in nicely, right? 7 divided by 3 is going to give me a sort of an odd number here. Some kind of a fraction that I don't want to necessarily deal with. But if I could move these around, if I could switch those positions by commuting them, I could put the 7 in the front, and I could take the 1/3 and move it next to the 15. By doing that, I can now say, what's 15? So let's kind of look at this problem. What's 15 divided by 3? Well, that just becomes 5. And then 7 times 5 becomes 35. So it does simplify things. It allows us to move things around in order to clean problems up. And as we get more advanced in the math, we'll use that for more things dealing with variables.